Hey everybody, welcome back to our 4th Age Total War North Rhun campaign. And in this one we are going to keep up our pressure on the Easterlings while also watching our other borders. In the last one we saw a bit of activity on the part of the Bjornings, who moved some forces up around Dale, just in a rather intimidating manner, but then they almost immediately moved them away. And I'm not sure exactly what their goal here is. They may just be checking our defenses out, and so I'd like to do the same, but we're going to use a scout instead. Okay, very interesting. So we've observed that Tharbad has made some gains in the west. They have captured the High Pass stronghold, and it looks like they own Rivendell too, possibly. So I'd like to get my spy out here, actually, into Eriador and you know, the old lands of Arnor. We know that Tharbad is at war with the Shire. You can see there's some devastation here and here. So yeah, Tharbad may be the big power to deal with on our western flank eventually, like Dorwinion is to our south, and Rhun, of course, is to the east. In between episodes, I held off yet another siege of Raycoast by doing another sally out. We won that one, and we took, you know, a few more losses. So this is the thing, we're going to just keep suffering that, but that's why we are bringing down reinforcements. And so hopefully this episode we're going to get them there and try to make a more secure position. As usual, the AI is giving us its ultimatum, and okay, we're going to be attacked on the way. We outnumber them, and it looks like the balance of power is very much in our favor. This is their new king, so Borlast the Hunter, and he does not have anything very impressive, so let's see how they do. Alright, we've got some slings. We definitely want them up front. The longbowmen, I think I'm going to keep out back. This is a defensive battle, so we can afford to hang back with our archers a little bit. And we do have quite a lot of our Easterling axe hurlers. I actually think I'll want them more towards the front. Let's see, we got 2 units of chiefsmen. We got 4 total. I think that's a decent formation on the wings like that. The only thing, I don't want my axemen of Rhun up front getting hit with axes in the back, so I think we'll just do more like that, I think. This is not perfectly organized by any means, but I think that'll be good enough. Okay, and now let's get ourselves on a bit of high ground if we can find it. This is a pretty flat map, but I guess we can get up here on this area, at least so they're not coming downhill at us. I think I'll sprint everybody over there. So this is the kind of battle that we want with the army that we have, because all of these guys can, you know, throw axes or shoot just about. We don't have hardly any pure melee troops except for these barding militia levies and this 1 unit of axemen of Rhun. Send the skirmishers out a bit forward. Yeah, our longbowmen are already firing. They don't have a great line of sight, I guess, but I'm not going to move at this point. Oh, look at this. They're just milling about. So I think he had 41 men. Now he's down to 34 just from ranged attacks. So they've got some skirmishers they're going to send up. They probably have archers, but I'm actually not seeing any. Yeah, so they don't have any long range, which is maybe why they're sort of halting and trying to get organized. So this is going to be very good. We also have a bit of an advantage in cavalry, not a great one, because these Eastland raiders, if they stay in the fight, can still do a lot of damage, even against our chief's men. So we want to make sure that they don't overwhelm us with their numbers. We're going to try to save our chief's men cavalry for flank attacks if we can. Alright, here come the axes. Alright, so he's destroyed those 2 skirmishers. Alright, we're going to go again. Hopefully the axemen this time. 54 men goes down to, wow, 35. Just 1 volley. That is great. So we are getting charged by these skirmishers here. The axe hurlers. I should have gotten my spearmen up front. Let's send them through the gap now. And let's get these guys over to the flank. We'll send you over here. And I'll slowly start marching you guys down. Our line is looking pretty good. We've got a sort of proper looking front line here. Let's war cry our axemen. We can start filling in some of the gaps here. These guys, notice how they're pinched between these two units. And war cry with you. Alright, let's start getting the flank going. Send you through, send you through. Alright, yeah, those Eastland Raiders are pretty much done for at this point. This is looking like a great little matchup. I really like this. You kind of, at least in my battles lately, I've not been getting this kind of nice static battle line. Alright, let's speed you guys up. We'll hit the king from both sides. This is all just skirmishers now, so it should not be a problem. Charge right in, and then we'll get some flanking bonuses, and let's get our general around too. He has not really done a lot of fighting. Alright, starting to see a break in their lines. That's some warband. Alright, let's hit them with alright, and there we go. That's axes. Very nice. We're going to catch up to all these slingers. The Chieftain's Guard is going to retreat away, but I'm not too worried about that. This is pretty good. Our guys are, I think, doing quite well. Still got a lot of numbers left in these units. Alright, I think we've caught up with the king. He's down to 24 men. The chief's men are cornering him here. Let's go after some skirmishers, I guess. That seems pretty safe. And I think all these guys have it well in hand at this point. We're just gradually working around the flanks, and they're going to be routing pretty quickly, I would think. A lot of these are warband. Down to just one man in the king's units.
The enemy king now drinks with his glorious ancestors.
And now we can go back and clean this up. Awesome. So that's nice. You know, this was not a wonderful army of theirs by any stretch, but it was an army. And I know Rhun has a lot of them. But the more we take out, the more hard of a time they're going to have to replace those, right? And they're going to replace them typically with stuff that's not as good. Us taking out Raycoast, for example, denied them a bit of their recruiting potential. And now that they've got these settlements in the north, which are, I don't think, very well built up, they're not going to have a lot of the high-tier stuff like Riders of Rhun and the Spearmen of Rhun. Now, with this force, what do we want to do? I think we kind of need to get the mercenaries as soon as we can get them. But we're in a very dangerous position here, actually, because we are in the zone of control of this army. And I think if I were to have merged these units, like I was going to make room for those mercenaries, I think that would have counted as movement, and we would be stuck here. So let's first get out of the way. Let's get all the way down to here. And now we can do our merging. And we can recruit our mercenaries. Great. Okay, I don't think we're going to go for Thordram. As I mentioned last episode, we're going to go right for Tham. And Raycoast has finished Fiefdom Dominion. That is wonderful. So we're going to get right on control posts. And Raycoast, I think, yeah, this was already a military policy. So I'm trying to think, what did they have built here already? They're not yet at the urban province here, so they couldn't have had hosting halls. This would have been just a place for them to train the tier 2 stuff, axemen, horses, archers. So those are good units to not have to see in huge numbers, but still, this is not where the majority of stuff is coming from. Where the majority of stuff is coming from is Tham. So a couple of lost nobles. Okay, one lost noble in Dale. Okay, so that's sad. We'll keep it on local governance because we do have a governor here who just took over. And we lost a spy. Let's find out where that was. Okay, that was just outside Gundabad. That's fine. Okay, and we're making a little bit of money. No sign of any angry Bjornings, and no sign of that Rhun army that had besieged Barra's Doom. So I think we'll just sit tight. Now what I could do here, again, I think I'm going to wait. You know, the thinking was if I build up to the Easterling axe hurlers, that might be a good thing to do, but I'm not so sure. We can already train them in Erebor. I don't think we need a ton of them. So I may turn Barrows-Doom into an income province, but we'll see. You know, Erebor honestly is the place for better money making. Okay. Yeah, let's just keep exploring here. So yeah, Tharbad is taken out. Rivendell, last bridge. Rivendell, by the way, is in the hands of a Dunabar at the beginning of the campaign, and then it very often falls to rebels. And so I'm guessing these are both, yep, Tharbad. So let's just keep moving over here. All right, so yeah, they're at war with the Reunited Kingdom. They are not at war, or sorry, they are no longer allied with Rohan. So I think Tharbad is going to be the big threat here. And yeah, as we saw, Dunland was doing quite well, so it'll be Tharbad. Are they allied with Dunland? They are not, so they may be attacking Dunland pretty soon. Let's go over here to the west and just see how this is. Okay, so Rohan still has Edoras, but they do not have the Hornburg, although they do have it under siege with a very small army. And over here, I'm guessing, yeah, this is, the Eisenmarch is held by Dunland. So we can try to get up here. I'm just curious. This is probably all Dunland stuff up there. Good, we got a new court member. So see how we're getting new family members when the old ones die. That's how the game works. You've got a certain number of settlements. That gives you a certain certain proportion of family members. And we were not put under siege. Interesting. So the AI knows we're coming, I think, is what's going on. Well, that's good. I'm just going to keep doing that. Yeah, let's just get onto our territory and let's check our supply. Okay, we are now only supplied. We've been moving through enemy territory using all of our movement points, and that has had an effect. Okay, let's merge some of these and make room for yet another slinger. What I may do is send in some of these units to support Raycoast. Potentially, we'll see. All right, let's just end the year then. We've kind of got a mission here. All right, so there's a big stack. Let's see. You guys do get a combat bonus in the snow, and you know, it's winter time. I'm thinking I'd like to take out Borthandos of Tham. I know we've got this stack here, but it's a half stack. Let's do it. We've got the movement points to probably do both in this turn, and this has got some nice units, a couple of units of spears. So let's jump in. All right, so we're setting up on this little hill. I'm assuming they're going to be up here. There's not really a lot of good terrain for them to set up on, so they're probably going to try to grab this bit of high ground, and we're going to be fighting for the top. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they could have done a better job, I guess, but we'll get over here. Now, as soon as we get into view, they're going to move. And this is kind of proof that the AI does have some sort of line of sight, I think, because you'll watch. From down here, they can't see anything, and they're just standing there. They've chosen their ground, for better or worse, right? And they're just going to hold until something new, some new information presents itself. And as soon as they see us, that's when they're going to move. So let's just see. When can we start to see those flags? Okay, maybe a little sooner than that. But they could definitely detect us there, and I don't think they could before. So I think there's a way in which the AI is able to see us. It may not be direct line of sight like from the level of the units. It may be a little higher. Maybe the AI's camera, so to speak, is higher up. Oh, and then we got this annoying thing. I really wish they wouldn't do this. Just, like, let me get in a position. Don't send out a pathetic unit of skirmishers to mess up my advance, you know? If you're going to mess up my advance, send everybody. I guess that's what they're doing, so I guess I can't complain. Here we go. Alright, let's get our cav over to the right. They're going to come over the hill, and they're going to see a bunch of missile units throwing axes at them. This is Axemen of Rhun. Yeah, so they decided they didn't want to be here anymore. So there go their spearmen. That's very nice. I wish we could have arranged ourselves better to avoid all this friendly fire. You know, if we had the uphill, that would have been a lot better. But let's just get down here and take them out as they move away. This is just a Riders of Rhun unit. It's Eastland Raiders. Okay, so we're not going to catch them. We're not going to eliminate the stack, but we will get rid of a few annoying units. I'll just wait until the firing stops. Let's go after these Axemen now. I think they're not going to be targeted. Alright, we're taking a few losses here. This is the problem, right? You go after these units that are withdrawing, and it seems like they should be easy targets. These guys routed once already. Let's see. Yep, okay. Let's go after them. I bet they routed once too. Okay, good. So a couple units of spearmen, a unit of axes. That's all I'm going to bother with. We got some routers here. But yeah, that cost us 14 men. I think it was worth it. It's just, it's more of the time that it takes. Annoys me when you have these fairly inconclusive little skirmishes. But yeah, so the goal here, clear them out. Let's get down into the south. And this army is looking a lot more interesting, but we do have some news that I forgot to look at. Oh, Rohan and Derwinion, Rohan and Tharbad at war. Okay, yeah, that's all very straightforward. We lost our spy in the Brownlands and made a little more money this time. And that's because of our fiefdom dominion completed. Okay, they don't want to fight. Well, I'm going to make them fight because this is the last chance in a little while that we're going to have to fight a snowy battle with this army anyway. And that's what I like about North Rhun. You've got this this reason to pay attention to the seasons mechanic that you don't with a lot of other factions. Okay, so let's get you grouped, ungrouped, give you fire at will, and yeah, I really hate how it sets up my axemen like that. Yeah, not a fan of the initial formation. Let's see. We're fighting an aggressive battle here, but we're still going to need to do something like this. Like that. I think I'll set up the spears in the front this time. I know that's not necessarily optimal, because they may get hit by the axes coming from behind them. Let's do this. We'll do a longbow there and a longbow there, and that's everybody. Okay, so where do we want to be? I think they're going to be up here on the left. Nope, over on the right. So this is just going to be... Oh, it's going to be a forest battle. I guess they're going to have a little bit of high ground, but not too much if we work all the way over here. They seem to be moving back. They can't withdraw anymore, so they can't flee the field. They already did their retreat on the campaign map. So once you do that, you can't withdraw from the battle. Like, we could withdraw right now if we wanted to, but they don't have the option. Alright, and yeah, I think I'd like to get up here. It's right on the edge, though. They might not allow it. We are going to take some losses getting close because they've got some missile troops. But this time we've got our spears backing up the slingers. So if they try to rush them with cavalry or something, that could be good. Yeah, they're being weird. They're backing off, coming back. This is why the AI often is low on fatigue when you engage them. They do a lot of maneuvering. Let's see how close we can get. Skirmishers, couple of archers back there, I think. One Chieftain's Guard. Not much else for Cav. Axemen and Spearmen. Okay, we're firing already. Alright, let's get up here. See if they'll rush us before we get in place. So they're going to rush the slings is not optimal. You know, I could have tried to grab a bit more of the high ground so these guys would be in place, but yeah, they're going to get wrecked here. Look at this. 13, 12. I'm caging with my Easterling axe throwers, and I've got spears on them. Let's get the cav around here. Only 4 men left, and my slingers are in melee, sadly. Yeah, well, there's a lot of them. Still got quite a few.
Any of our warriors would die rather than
They just really wanted to kill that sling unit. Sent their general right after it. Alright, so this is, again, this is not great because we're setting our melee guys up in front of our slingers. Alright, let's hit these guys now. They're engaged and they're routing, actually. Back. A little too late. We're engaged with the warband already, so let's try that again. I think they'll rout pretty quickly. Their general is not killed. He is probably just going to flee the map completely. Alright, yeah, we need all of these guys in, I guess. So 1 unit of spears here. So sort of pause and you can do a war cry at least. We've got axemen going after the slingers, it looks like. Okay, let's come down here. These guys are almost all just ranged units. There's a few warband who've already been routed, I think. That was a bad charge for my cav. Yeah, these guys are just tougher than they look. Look at this. Get out of here. Jeez. I really thought we were going to get them on a nice... you know, awkward moment when they were reforming or repositioning. But no, the AI can turn around and engage pretty swiftly, it turns out. Let's try them this time. That's still not a good charge. You can see the spears are not lowered, but that did it anyway. Let's get the archers. We'll just go through. Yeah, now everybody's basically routing. Except for these guys. Let's get on them. Alright. Yeah, we may as well continue because they are going to survive. You know, they've got their general still out there. He's a family member. So we can get as many kills as we can. Yeah, only Borthandos of Tham and 1 bodyguard survived that battle. So that's good. And then we're in a position now to move into enemy territory after winning these 2 battles in the winter. So let's see. Okay, not quite. We can get down here. And you know, I think what I will do, just to make life a little easier for myself, I should have thought of this in the north, is yeah, build a watchtower, and then we can get the spy somewhere further away. Geez, it doesn't look like there's too many units coming for us anymore, though, does it? It looks like we took out a lot. I think there's still some in the north, and they can certainly assemble more units for sure. So that, you know, we're not done. But we've bought ourselves some time, and so it's going to take, let's see, 2 seasons before we can start training Easterling Warband levies, right? So that's great. Okay, it looks like, yeah, Tharbad owns a lot, but not everything. Up in Arnor, it looks like Arthedain and Bree are probably still held by the Reunited Kingdom. Okay, they want to trade with us. You know, I don't think we can trade with you, but I would be open to it. All right. Yeah, we did not get attacked again. In fact, you know, we do see an army approaching.
Orders.
Well, let's get our spy over here. What I'm looking for is... Okay, I'd love to see an army right outside Tham. Like, just next to it. But we're not getting that, unfortunately. So what we will do is go down through here. It's a bit dangerous. But we'll go ahead and put it under siege. You can notice now we have the option... In fact, it's a necessity to build rams and siege towers and things. So we'll do that. We'll set up the siege. We're probably going to be counterattacked next turn. And we'll have to fight a defensive battle for Tham. And then we may be besieged by this army or another up at Raycoast. But I think this is what we want to do anyway. We can't spend forever defending Raycoast. The way to ensure that you don't have to deal with the enemy is to take away their cities, right? So we're going to do that in the next episode, hopefully. We're going to take Tham and then set ourselves up with a bit of trade here, with some very nice infrastructure, and of course, causing a lot of trouble for our rivals, the Chiefdom of Rhun. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.